Most of us spend our lives looking into a mirror that isn't made of glass, but of people. We judge our worth based on the reflections we see in the eyes of our friends, our bosses, and even total strangers on the internet. But psychology reveals a startling truth. The mirror you are looking into is distorted by the insecurities of everyone else. This is the story of Elena, a woman who lived her life as a social chameleon, constantly shifting her personality to fit the expectations of those around her. In social psychology, this is known as reflected appraisal, the process where we develop our self-concept based on how we perceive others are viewing us. The problem for Elena wasn't how people actually saw her. It was the psychological filter she used to interpret their reactions. She was trapped in a hall of mirrors, and every single one was lying to her. The first psychological glitch Elena faced is called the spotlight effect. This is the egocentric bias that leads us to believe people are noticing our flaws far more than they actually are. When Elena made a small mistake at work or wore the wrong outfit to a party, her brain convinced her that everyone was staring, judging, and whispering. But research shows that most people are so focused on their own spotlight that they barely notice yours. By obsessing over these perceived judgments, Elena was practicing a form of mental filtering. She ignored all the kindness and evidence of her value and focused entirely on the one person who didn't smile back. She was allowing the 1% of negativity to define 100% of her identity. This leads to a deeper, more dangerous concept, the looking glass self. This theory suggests that we don't actually see ourselves. We see a guess of what others think of us. Elena would walk into a room and perform a preemptive strike of kindness. She would be overly agreeable, never set boundaries, and apologize for things she didn't do, all in an attempt to force the mirror to show her a positive reflection. But in psychology, this is known as people-pleasing as a defense mechanism. By trying to control everyone's opinion, she was actually losing her own internal locus of control. She had handed the keys to her happiness to people who weren't even thinking about her. The turning point for Elena came when she discovered the pratfall effect. This psychological phenomenon proves that people who are highly competent but occasionally make mistakes or show vulnerability are actually perceived as more likable and more human. When Elena finally stopped trying to be the perfect reflection for everyone else and started showing her true, unpolished self, the social mirror didn't break, it cleared. She realized that the people she was trying so hard to impress were also looking for a reflection of themselves in her. By being too perfect, she was making them feel inadequate. Her kindness had been a mask, and the moment she took it off, she allowed for genuine connection. The psychological exit from the Hall of Mirrors is found in self-verification theory. This is the idea that we are most comfortable when others see us as we see ourselves. Elena had to stop asking, "Do they like me?" and start asking, "Do I like me?" She had to rebuild her internal mirror. Kindness, she realized, shouldn't be a currency used to buy approval. It should be an overflow of self-respect. When you are kind to yourself first, you no longer need the world to validate your existence. You stop being a chameleon and start being a light. The lesson for all of us is simple but profound. You are not who you think you are, and you are not who they think you are. You are the observer behind the thoughts. Stop trying to fix the reflection in the mirror and start fixing the person standing in front of it. The psychology of the social mirror tells us that the world will eventually reflect back exactly what you believe about yourself. If you treat yourself with kindness, the world will have no choice but to follow suit. Don't let the distorted mirrors of others define your reality. Break the glass, walk out of the hall, and finally see yourself for who you truly are, a masterpiece that doesn't need a single person set permission to exist.